Ave Maria, this is Friar Roderic here for AIRORIA.com, and we're in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, in West Tisbury. And we have here Chris Slatterly. How you doing?
Hey, it's great to be here.
Great. And Reverend Patrick Mahoney.
Great to have you here with us. And just to my right, about a half mile down the road, President Obama is spending an entire week here on Martha's Vineyard. And we've come out as part of a nationwide campaign that's been going on for the past 6 weeks.
Okay.
Abortion is not health care.
Abortion is not health care. You have a website called that?
There is a website, yes, abortionisnothealthcare.com.
Okay.
And our point here is to remind the president that while he is on vacation, there's no vacation from human rights, social justice, and we're here to say, President Obama, do not let 1 penny of our tax dollars, not 1 penny of public money, be used to pay for the diminishing and killing of innocent children. And so we think it's important to be out here. We think it's important to have a public witness. In July, we had a week of prayer vigils outside the office of Speaker Pelosi.
Oh, wow.
September 13th and 14th, we have a permit for the whole lawn of the West Capitol in Washington, D.C., and we're having 27 hours of continuous prayer to pray for this. So that we're telling people, contact your legislators, be a strong public voice. We realize everyone can't come out to Martha's Vineyard and do what we're doing, but each person, as they stand for human rights and stand for the children, they can do something. At the very least, send a letter, an email, make a phone call.
Well, very good. And Reverend Patrick, what is your organization, the small organization that you're running?
It's called the Christian Defense Coalition. We're based right behind the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. You can go to ChristianDefenseCoalition.com.
Wow, so this is a group that's very much involved in the politics of the nation as well, right?
We are. Our main goal, we work primarily with activists, 10,000 activists around the country, and quite simply said, our goal is to challenge Christians, evangelicals and Catholic, to live their faith out in the public square, whether that's feeding the homeless, housing the homeless, reaching out on civil rights issues, being a bridge of reconciliation to those who are broken, and of course, obviously, standing for the most needy in our society, the innocent children.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Well, thank you for being out here with us.
Great. And Chris Slattery, what is your story here?
Well, Friar, I am a Catholic activist and a pro-life leader from New York City.
Oh, great.
And I represent the arm of the movement that is on the front lines in serving expectant mothers.
Okay.
My group is called Expectant Mother Care, or EMC Frontline Pregnancy Centers.
Wow.
And we've counseled 100,000 girls and women in crisis pregnancy in New York City in the last 25 years. And I'm taking a break for this day on Barack Obama's vacation to help witness to the Martha's Vineyard community that we can't take vacations from fighting for life and fighting for the children, especially now with the fever pitch over the future of healthcare in the United States.
Right.
And what's at stake is the possibility of mandated federal funding in all 50 states of abortion forever.
Wow. So this is not what Obama said he's going to do as far as reducing the chances of abortion or reducing numbers of abortion.
Now, I don't know how you simultaneously reduce abortions and fund them and make them free for America's poor when they're currently not free in about 35 states. Right. Remember, we have had state funding of abortion in many states, in 15 states, including New York and California, for over 30 years. And I've seen in New York City, where I live and work, we've seen over 4 million aborted children in that city of 8 million. Half of our population has been aborted in effect, and it's basically our population is relatively steady over the last 40 years because virtually half of our children have been taken by the abortionists. So that's in large part because abortions were made free and totally available to the near poor, to the poor, and even illegals in New York can get free abortions.
Right. So convenient, right?
And yeah, and if Obama actually thinks he's going to reduce the number of abortions by making them mandatory to be covered in our nation's health care, First of all, that's not pro-life, it's not pro-family, it's not pro-child. It flies against decency, humanity, and justice. And we're here because we just had to speak out. We don't want to interrupt a, quote, vacation. And let's face it, we're not going to get anywhere near the front door of the Obamas with the Secret Service and police here. No. But we're sending a message. He'll probably hear about our presence. The media will transmit this presence here to millions of others. We're standing up for the millions of Americans that are saying no to the abortion mandate. There's another good website that I recommend. It's called StopTheAbortionMandate.com. Right. And there was a recent 36,000 pro-lifer phone call nationally, which was one of the largest call-in arrangements in protest history to get people. And with Pat and others, we pressed in the week when Speaker Nancy Pelosi tried to ramrod through the Congress a vote on the health care bill. We helped, as did the tens of thousands of other pro-lifers, to stop that August push, or late July push, I should say, to get a vote on the health care bill. Very good. And it's, thank you. And we know now that we were successful, in part thanks to the pro-life movement, for pushing the debate back to September. And we want to keep the momentum going. Right. I know this is towards the end of the summer. A lot of vacationers are out there right now. But listen, the schemers of mandated abortion are not taking any breaks or rest. That's right. And we cannot either. That's right. And, you know, I had emails from people saying, oh, you're disturbing the president's vacation. Come off it. You know, please. We're not going to disrupt him in his living room, believe me here. We're sending a message to the community. We've seen dozens of welcome Obama, yes we can signs all over Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard needs a wake-up call that there are Americans that are really disturbed about their abortion mandate. Yeah. And we will not stand up for it. And we will come out of our states, and we've come from across the country here, to send a message of life. Right.
Well, I think a lot of people have taken that message very well. There's actually been a number of people who are positive on the message here, so I think you're doing a good job. Yeah,
actually it's kind of interesting. Having been involved in this movement for 36 years, although it's not scientific, the response of people on the street, believe me, 15 years ago, this would not have been the response. Right. And so even though some people are hostile, and fine, I mean, we welcome passion and expression on both sides of the issue, there is much more openness toward us over the last 10 years than any time I've seen. So it's wonderful. It is wonderful. And when we see polls, for the first time ever, the Gallup poll, more Americans self-identified as pro-life than pro-choice. We are seeing great strides made toward the culture of life.
It is. I think it's all because people are keeping up the good fight, as you are, and I want to just say I'm honored to be in the midst of you.
Well, thank you, Friar. Thank you for coming out and covering this and getting the word out. And one thing that people can do, and that is they can pray. And it's important that when they're home, they are praying for God to intervene here.
Thank you, Reverend Patrick.
Friar, I'd like to just add, this summer of 2009 is a very, very critical time. This is not a time to sit back and wait for things to happen. We have to attend town hall meetings. We have to arrange protests. We have to make send out the letters, make the phone calls, send out the emails, do the phone banks, everything that we can do right now to stop this abortion mandate. Great. Because and of course the death panels and all the end of life threats to the elderly and the disabled that are represented in the passages and clauses in the heart of these bills. There are a lot of threats to the elderly at the end of life that we can't forget about. This is not just about the beginning of life threat, which is enormous, but it's at the end of life too.
Very much so. Well, thank you very much, Chris, and thank you very much, Reverend Patrick.
Thank you.
And God bless you all for AirMaria.com.